based in Finland, where I'm a professor of high-growth entrepreneurship. But I also have visiting professorships in business in Ireland, at Trinity College, and in design in the subject of children. So I'm, I guess, what you call a professor on the planet. I spend most of my time traveling, okay, and doing a little teaching. But that's in short, that's me. And so today we're going to have a demo class about prototyping. And this kind of skill set is the thing that every single entrepreneur should have before they actually start figuring out what is it they're going to do, planning on what they're going to do, and raising money. I've got an unusual background. I was a corporate and investment banker. Was on track to be an executive of a major Canadian bank. My boss called me in one day and said, we'd like you to go to Harvard to do some executive training, which is a big signal that the bank said the next time you come back, there's going to be a big job. I realized very quickly I was not having fun at the bank. They were paying me an awful lot of money. I had a lot of very big clients in the cable television and publishing businesses. I got the chance to take a company public. We worked on a lot of mergers and acquisitions activities, and I had a lot of very interesting entrepreneurial clients. So I loved working with the clients. I hated the paperwork. And some of my clients were in debt to the bank of like $1 billion or $2 billion. This is not small companies. And when your boss comes and tells you that the company wants to spend $50,000 plus hotels and everything else to go to Harvard for a month, I went to her and said, I'm sorry, I am not happy. Nothing personal, but could you just invite somebody else? And I had a conversation in the office with her. She was the highest female officer at the bank, lovely lady. And she said, I could see it. So I'm looking at the makeup of this class, by the way, you want a little bit of advice? Women are far better intuitively than men. Women can smell crap from a mile away. And their radar sense of personalities is far better. And she said, I could sense you're not happy. I'll have to tell the bosses, you can take as much time as you want. And I decided on the final day on Friday, I had no job. None, no net. I was unemployed for 3 hours. It was the best thing I ever did. After stinting in consulting for a while, I jumped into the university, did some teaching. I then moved to Europe, did a PhD in London. The university is beautiful, if anybody's been to Dublin. Trinity College is in the center of Dublin. It was established in 1592. So can you imagine how you feel when you go through a gate in 1592 into a school that you're allowed to slow down and think? I'm going to come back to that theme. Slow down and think. Not go into a course and rush. Slow down and think. And they invited me to be a professor. I was doing some work with the president of that university, shaping their innovation strategy, and I said, great. And then I had some visitors from Santiago, Chile. I have no design training at all. And this appointment at the bottom, this visiting professor of design, every April I go to Santiago. The single most interesting appointment I have. Because if this morning when we spend some time, you have to think like designers. You have to behave like designers. And business schools and engineering schools in particular, and guess what you do in business school a lot? Business planning. Guess what my training was all in? Business planning. I was teaching business planning for years, and now actually I'm doing the most interesting teaching in my life. I do not do business planning. The plan, to me, is something different. You do have to do a plan. You do have to choose what you want to do. But the process is quite different than we've traditionally thought in business school, and we'll give you a little glimpse of that. I remember only one thing in my MBA, the kitchen exercise. Very unusual. I wish we had a kitchen here, because I teach in the kitchen. That'd be very interesting, wouldn't it? Imagine if we were in the kitchen and I gave you a challenge, and this is a lecture. Oh, what are we doing? I use strawberries and challenge teams to develop fantastic, memorable offerings with strawberries that you could eat. Has got to have strawberry incorporated somehow. That's all the instruction. And by the way, at 2:30 we have all the secretaries from the department coming for coffee. And I'll make the coffee, but you're going to make the dishes that go with the coffee. That first experiment, one student said to me, that was the best activity I've ever had in school. I learned about teamwork, I learned about being an entrepreneur, I learned about time constraints. You threw me into the water and I had to swim. And off that little experiment, now the secretaries call me and say, are you teaching this class again? When are you going to have coffee? And the person I'm going to tell you about who's inspired me the greatest on the academic side saw me do this in Helsinki. And you're going to be introduced to her in a little bit. And she said this was a fabulous way to teach people about her emerging theory. She took a video, she went back to her dean at the University of Virginia, and she tried to convince her dean that actually we're building a new building, we need to build a kitchen as a lecture hall. And he did. And this is what I've been challenging the faculty. We're wearing the nice yellow bands here. We're at a boot camp, got a little bit of an exposure to some new techniques, didn't you? And you'll notice here, I suspect, I'm just looking at the people who don't have the bands, the red shirts, the orange shirts. Students? Yes, students on this side? Boy, TOT on this side, this is not going to last for a while. I'm glad to have the students involved to see and engage, because they are an important part of actually bringing your curriculum to life. And I have a very unusual teaching style with my students, and it works. I have to give a bit of background to the exercise we've been doing in a minute. I have two of my most favorite courses, one follows the other. The first course that I just started last Tuesday is called Opportunity Prototyping. I finally got the name right because I wanted people to actually think your first task in being an entrepreneur is to actually latch on to a very good idea. Actually finding an idea that you can bring to life, you uniquely can bring to life, is a very difficult challenge. And this is where this kind of design philosophy. So in the first class, I usually give a challenge. And we always have a challenge. I would like, if you are sitting at a faculty table next to your colleagues, so there's going to be a couple of design rules here. You are not allowed to be in the same team. 1. 2, same thing with students. I see the students here, the red shirts and the orange shirts. You're going to have to spread out too. I don't want the same faculty members sitting on the same team. And I don't want the students, all STU students sitting at a table and going, okay, we'll move to the other side of the table, all the students. Okay, we're going to mix. Okay, get to it before I set up the challenge. Your first very hard task is this. Somebody at your table probably has a backpack, right? I'd like you to clear the water off the center of your table and put the backpack, or backpacks, if there are several, on the table. That's your first task. Here's your challenge today. I want you to design a better offer. So, in 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, I would like you at each table to do what is called empathetic research. How is the customer feeling? Are you in the skin of the customer? And you're trying to uncover, are they feeling pain? Are they feeling elation and happy? Are they frustrated? And this is the starting point for generating new ideas. And in empathetic research, you're going to be basically asking some very basic questions to uncover needs. So I'd like you to begin a conversation, and each table is going to need what I call a scribe to take notes. I want you to very quickly discover, what is it that you like about this? What do you wish a backpack to do? What kind of functions are backpacks there to serve? And this is the raw material we're going to use to build a new prototype. So you have these artifacts, you begin the conversation, you're taking lots of notes. So what did you find out? What could you tell me about backpacks?
So we find out so many needs. We discuss so many needs from students because there are so many students here.
Yes.
So,
two students, three students here and 2 faculty. Ooh, that's an interesting team. Mm-hmm.
And we discovered that they need so many features for the backpack, like high quality the backpack with the reasonable price.
Quality, price point.
Yeah, and it's matched with the fashion chain.
Fashion.
Chain.
What's the need underneath? Kind of style, color, materials. What's the underlying need for a customer who buys that? Why do you buy Gucci? Recognize, right? I'm making a statement, I've got a Gucci bag. Right? That's the whole branding strategy. It is a highly personal ego decision. I want to make a statement.
The color they choose mostly is black because when it gets dirty, so it cannot be shown.
So you want to keep it? So the need, if the color is black because of the dirt and it can't be shown, the underlying need is low maintenance.
And inside the backpack there are devices, many places for like specific use. For example, for pens, for key, for phone, for water bottle, or for umbrella.
So organizing clutter. Okay, thank you. Over here.
Yeah, for our group, we find out the first form for the students to go to class and to go to with their friends for vacation and so on.
So this is a multi-experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
It must have a simple design.
Simple design. Why simple? Simple
I
for what
think
purpose?
it is not complicated. It is and the outside look is nice. Yeah.
See, and now you're working independently here. Yes. The outside look is nice.
Yeah.
If you were in one of my classes, what's nice? Do the outside look for me. What makes this nice? What makes this something appealing? And you have to dig really deep by asking, oh, so black. Why black? Why black? Easier to wipe off. If it's white, it makes a mess.
And to our group, we think that it's colorful. This may be nice.
Colorfulness.
Yeah.
So you can get noticed. Okay, we'll talk about this. Yes? Good.
Another point that we need is we can take it when we go under the rain. So we need it to have waterproof.
Protection from the rain, waterproofed.
Yeah. And another point that we need some signal to easy to find our bed in a lot of beds.
Security device. If I'm parted from my bag or somebody has my bag.
Yeah.
Okay, great. We got a lot of needs coming on here. Anything you add from this table that you haven't heard yet?
Yes.
Oh, good. Boy, look at all the needs from a simple thing like a backpack.
We have simple design, simple color, but we focus about the airbag in the behind of the bag and in the inside of the bag for the keeping the laptop.
Think about the need for power. Yes. Storage. Simplicity. Tech gear protection.
And some storage for the book and some
Books.
Okay, we have something quite new, and it must be compatible to smartphone, and it should be support to smartphone like battery, power bank.
Ah.
Because the student come to the class with some smartphone, and they have to recharge the phone, and they don't have to have the power.
Okay, so you got some power elements going here, some elements about creating weight down. We're gonna come back to that. Good. Any insights from this table?
Most of all, we think that the need of this bag is the convenience, because the bag we use to meet have the a lot of space, which had easy for the student to put everything in there. Also, the need is, I think the need is the convenience.
But you think about minimalism, and my wife loves handbags. Ladies, do you like handbags? It's amazing to me, even with the smallest bag, she cannot find what she needs when she wants it, even with a small bag. Just an innovative idea. There's a lot of innovation going on inside a bag to figure out how to pack it in such a way that I can find exactly what I want, when I want, without any fuss. And I see women negotiating with their purses, and even small ones, and they can empty the whole purse to find what they want, right?
And even we can change the sign. If we want to change the sign.
Yeah, and minimalism and size is a really interesting design challenge. What don't you take? I'll let you think about that. Good, good, good. Thank you. Faculty and students mixing together, you've got some very interesting insights. This is like what I call crowdsourcing. I like to do a little checkpoint and ask, so what are you thinking about? And so the rest of the room can think about this. The more times you hear a need being mentioned, it probably means it should be an element of the design. My students, 20 of them, are going to do this challenge, and I'm the only one who knows at the end of the course what they're going to present. So at the end of the course, it's like a reveal and a magic show, and the students get up, and they say, this is interesting. We didn't know that there was 5 other teams thinking about exactly the same thing. The more frequent I hear something that's done independently, it probably means it's one of these red-hot needs. And then we use that as a bridge to start developing a prototype. Okay? So you had a conversation, you started looking at bags, you've already been drawing pictures, making some choices, but now you're going to build a prototype. And I'm going to give you 30 minutes to build a prototype, and each table will produce one prototype of a better offering. There is materials at the back, and you're going to present these up here. Somebody in your group, at least one, is going to have to stand up here and present it. Everybody clear? You can do whatever you like. But think about, you're going to have to communicate and show us what is the better offering. Okay, off you go. I'm amazed at what you've done. So, you're the stars of the show. I told you you're going to come up and present. You're going to have to bring up your beautiful new offering. So, who wants to start? Who wants to start? Who wants to start? Come on up. You're going to bring your prototype, present it to the group, put yourself on camera. Here you go. Stand up on stage here, then we have some people at the back can see you. Okay.
What our group try to do with the backpack is that we know that students, when they sit on the bus, and we usually lean on the chair, but the chair is hard and it's kind of put on a pressure on the neck and it's hard. So we add some new. Sorry, a bit nervous. This is a hidden compartment up in the back. In this compartment, there is a inflatable, a kind of a pillow, a U-shaped pillow. So when you're on the bus and you feel tired, you want to lean on the chair, you can open the compartment and inflate the pillow and use it as a it's kind of like a pillow so that you won't feel tired.
Headrest for your
And that is one feature.
Hello everyone, please take a look at our new backpack, the Smart Bag. So, as you can see, please take a look at this one. the top of it is a system that will absorb sunlight and create a solar system to make things work. For example, please look at the front. This is, what can you think of this one?
Screen.
Yeah.
Screen.
This is a fingerprint. You can place your thumb here and it will only open up and let you use only if you are the real owner. And another thing that you can do with this kind of energy solar system is the GPS. Yeah, you can use this as a map and it will help you find your way when you get lost. Also, this is the micro. It will recognize your voice and let you use only if you're the owner.
Hello everyone. Now we introduce about our bag. We designed the bag for the need of our student.
Student needs.
Yeah, student needs. Firstly, we designed the airbag in the back of the bag. It's the main bag here for putting something when you need to cover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Security. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And one more thing, we designed the
One more thing, Steve Jobs. Yes.
Designed for the laptop here with the shock of the back here. And the more space we put the equipment materials of the laptop for the students feel comfortable and useful. The other bag for all the books or everything else. We focus the airbag here because when the children back the bag, they feel the hole, the heavy, the hole of the heavy of the hole in the back. Yeah, like old man.
Okay.
And we prevent a lot of the waiting about our bag to keep the heavy for a long time. And we focus now for the useful and the comfortable of the student.
Great. It's a very difficult task, but there are some seriously good ideas in here. Nuggets of good ideas. And look, you did this in a little over an hour, right? That's the point. So, storage is a big area. You store stuff in this bag. Notice with that one with the biometric pick, I said I press this button, I open it up, what's inside? That's the most important question to me, is what do I need in there? What I liked about this bag is, cleverly, you've got devices in here that could be communicating, and I can tell, when I leave in the morning, is my mobile in there, my laptop in there, my phone in there. I can even program all of this stuff and know that I can walk away. And if the alarm told me that I'm walking away without something, I need to look. If that could help my wife find the stuff in her purse, even better, okay? Protection is another one we talked about. Waterproofing is a big issue. There's a lot of innovation around waterproofing, material design. If you want, and you find something innovative in that, backpack manufacturers would like to talk to you. And how would you innovate in that area? Anything that gets designed, that gets destroyed by water and is expensive needs waterproofing as a solution. And there's a lot of innovation around waterproofing. The umbrella backpack already exists. I wouldn't wear that. But an interesting thing about umbrellas, and I'm sure you use them a lot in Ho Chi Minh, they break really easily. So maybe my next design is to rethink the design of the umbrella, because it obviously doesn't work. It hits a big wind gust and it destroys, right? A lot of innovation there. Protection. This is a Kevlar coated backpack. It will take a bullet. Kevlar has gotten so cheap, you can actually make the material. And this looks pretty cool for a student with all the kind of sorting going on. Locks. Biometric locks are coming fast. This is a piece of luggage that Lufthansa has been working with Airbus. You no longer need to put a luggage tag on this bag. You show up, it knows where you're going, and it also gives the customer a tracking, electronic tracking of their bag. The airline knows where your bag is, you know where your bag is, and there's no paper. Is that a smart idea? Yeah. Is it going to take a long time to see how the systems operate to make that thing happen? Yes. Because even with tags, luggage gets lost and misdirected. Some seriously good ideas here. Nuggets of good ideas. And look, you did this in a little over an hour, right? That's the point. This helps stimulate your thoughts to do something real. That's why you start with it. That's why we had the faculty design a wallet, design the gift-giving experience. And we share a lot of these experiences because I think we got to spend more time on this ideating before we start innovating. This is about what's been done. We don't know. Where's the data? You go find it. My students, engineers and business students, find this frustrating, but I want to be very careful. You have to have these skills to be an entrepreneur. I teach challenges. I give people practice. And when you practice a lot, then suddenly when you have a real idea, you've got a process that you go through, and then I could do something with you. So students, stop being in a rush, multitasking, tweeting to your friends, or sharing with your friends your every moment of your day. I think that's a horrific waste of time if you want to be an entrepreneur. And if you freed up just a little bit of that time, a little bit, to explore, you'd be amazed at what happens. I took a picture. This was the mural. Power Mat, Lose the Chords. I went, Maya might be interested. I'm meeting her when I get back from New York. I did an internet search on the firm. You put the phone on the surface. The phone automatically charges faster than if you plugged it in the wall. Oh crap. Procter & Gamble bought Power Mat. Big companies don't do creativity very well. They allow the entrepreneur to do the creativity, and if you do it right, they will buy you. Fourth, so it starts with you, set up experiments, work with other people, the final and fourth. Surprise. What didn't you know about this? He had a youth hostel just north of Stockholm, the major city, and he was negotiating with the airport to try and set up a youth hostel at the airport. Where would students like you stay if you're coming to an expensive country like Sweden and you had an early morning flight? And the airport authority said, no, never, no, no, no. We don't want students and their backpacks around our airport. And he kept hearing, no, 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 no. And he got so, this went on for a year. A year. He got so angry, he said, I need to have a beer. And right next to him was another guy who was having a beer, and they were having a conversation. And they suddenly find out that they're both trying to do something at the airport. The other guy was trying to establish a bar. And they said no. Why do they say no? Oh, there's limits on the number of places in the airport that can serve alcohol. Oh. And he said, I had a really innovative idea. This entrepreneur said, what was the idea? I wanted to move the plane that's been sitting unused for 6 years to one of these gates, rent the gate, and make this a bar. Now, you don't have enough gates in Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City to do this. They do it. I think that's a great idea, by the way. Take an old plane and say, oh, you want to go to our first class lounge for your drink? You go to the first class lounge and it happens to be on a plane. They said no. Oscar said, what plane? Well, this bankrupt airline. Oscar took two and two together and said, why don't I actually see if I can make a youth hostel out of the plane? So he went to the airport, he took the plane, moved it 200 meters over the fence, and it's now become a place to stay. Interesting idea? You've ever seen one of these before? You fly in, and you can see this as you come into Stockholm. And I asked the students who were sitting here like this, and I said, well, Oscar, when you said this idea to him, what did they say? You're crazy, you're nuts, this will never work. He was in business. He was on CNN, BBC, all of the news channels within a week. And then he gets a phone call from a man who operates a low-cost airline. I heard about you. What an innovative idea. I drop customers off in places that have no hotels, no public transport, and this is a great idea to have something cheap for them to stay at. Would you like to go to the Mojave Desert and buy a fleet of planes to establish them at some of these places? Now, I have to ask, could you ever, in Ho Chi Minh City, find that plan? You could go in class, and this idea would never have come to you except there was a guy you met in a bar who said something, and then you started to ask, that's interesting, and you rethink the opportunity in a completely different way. This guy is having such fun doing what he's doing. But the students, it kind of shook them a bit to say, you couldn't sit here and plan this. It is about connecting the dots. If there's a single bit of advice I'd ask for the students to think about, stop asking why you do things, and you first have to ask why not. Let's play. Okay?